and welcome back to another episode of Conversatile, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything with anyone and everyone. And today I'm joined by one of my favorite people ever. We've been friends since first grade, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, she's also a fellow South African, and we grew up together, and I love her dearly. So, everyone, please welcome Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
Hi Manu. That was so kind. Thank you so much. And thanks for having me. I'm so excited that we get to kind of share this and kind of catch up a little bit because we've been friends
Oh, God.
for ages. So, I mean, this is just such a kind of full circle moment.
Right? But it's funny that we only talk to each other when we want to do something like this. Like, life goes by so quickly. I feel so bad. Like, we haven't really talked very long. We like chat, send each other reels, comment on photos and
Yes.
stuff like that. Instagram. We Instagram.
We Instagram and kind of
Yeah.
keep up. And, every single time I go back home and I go and visit your parents, I'm like, let's do a
Oh,
video call with
yeah.
the Manu. Let's just quickly have a good catch up. And, that's probably like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even after all this time has passed, we're still like great friends. And even though we
Yeah,
kind of
I
haven't
just
spoken in a while,
wanted to
it's just
say
the same.
you're also one of those people where I don't need to see you every day. I don't need to talk to you. But when we do talk, it feels like we talked yesterday, you know. It doesn't feel like time went
Absolutely.
by,
Absolutely. I love those friendships.
right? Yeah, so Cindy, please quickly introduce yourself.
Yeah, okay. So I'm Cindy, like you said. I'm South African, and I have actually been living in Ireland for the past 4 years. So I've been living and working here. What I do is I'm a civil engineer, so that's kind of my day to day, and I'm into highways engineering. So I design highways, over railways, under railways, big roads, smaller roads, maintenance roads, stuff like that. So that's kind of what I do on a day-to-day basis. And I think everyone should just know that I have a little bit of a coffee addiction, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing we do have in common. I also love coffee.
Oh,
And
wow, it's just
all I see on your Instagram is coffee and traveling, and I'm like, at least I can do one of those things. Coffee. I can
that's
at
kind of
least
my
do the coffee thing.
personality. So every single morning I wake up and I'm like, oh, let's just start the day on the right note, and it has to be coffee. I
Right?
absolutely love it. I have those syrups that I try out, hazelnut, absolute favorite.
Oh
But
yeah.
I recently discovered like the syrup that's popcorn flavored. Oh my goodness, what an
Popcorn
absolute game
coffee.
changer. Yes, it's an absolute game changer. I was surprised by it as well because it
Would you
sounded
drink
so
it
sweet.
black or like with milk and stuff?
No, I'll have milk in it. I do
Oh,
like a little cappuccino vibe, so that is kind of what I'm always going for. But I love a good coffee, so I always go and find, good coffee shops and nice places to try and different things to see what I like.
hmm.
But the popcorn one, I'm telling you now,
Oh
give it a
really?
go. It's so
Well,
good.
I'll
So
send you my postal address. You can mail me some. Thank you.
I'll mail you all of my coffee
Yeah, just
favorites.
a bunch of different coffees, please. Yeah, I must say, Korea also has a quite big coffee culture, I guess. You guys do Americano over there, do you?
They do
Oh,
Americano, and then more in Europe, it's espresso.
oh yeah.
Espresso just like everywhere before dinner, after dinner.
Like
That's
the
what they
little shot of
absolutely love.
espresso.
Yeah, it's like a
Oh,
little shot of espresso.
it's
And,
not enough.
I've tried it, but it's not enough.
It's
I
not
want to
enough.
sip and enjoy and just have that moment with my coffee.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's not my fave, but most of Europe, it's just espresso all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, like Korea has a big coffee culture actually. But well, like you said, the hazelnut, that's one of my favorites is
Oh, yeah.
the iced hazelnut latte. It
Mm.
is the best. I don't like funny though, like we have a coffee shop called Mega Coffee and Compost Coffee and then of course Starbucks. But I don't like the Starbucks hazelnut latte. It's not as good as the other ones, the cheaper ones, the like
Oh, yeah.
old, the not fancy coffee shops. They're actually better than Starbucks.
They
I
are.
do love my hazelnut coffee. I had a hazelnut filter coffee a while back. It's like this little bag you pull open and you just throw the water on top of it and it
Yeah.
filters into your mug. That was pretty good.
And
And it
and the
came from
hazelnut's already
Taiwan.
infused in that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh
Yeah, that was
wow,
pretty
wow,
good.
wow.
All
Oh my
right, so
God,
other
so
than
good.
coffee, you are also a very big travel enthusiast. And like you said, you live in Ireland, right? So
Yes.
usually we will start out the podcast with some emails and stuff. However, this week we did not get a lot of emails. I did get a few questions, DMs, and stuff like that. And one of the questions I think you can actually also answer is another South African emailed me and said, or asked, why do I think that a lot of South Africans are leaving the country? And, what is life like in these other countries? And luckily, you know a lot about it because you've also been there a few years now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, that's such a big question because the reasons are so different for everyone, trying to make that move. I
Mm,
know I've met a few people, they've moved because they've had bad experiences. Other people moved because COVID happened, they had to close their businesses down, they had
mm.
to go look for opportunities. So in my specific case, like way back in 2019, I started my career as a civil engineer, finally done studying at Stellenbosch, and I started working. And my first year, I was actually like so shocked by what I was working on and doing. And I thought to myself, there's no way that I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life.
Mm.
And I thought,
Back in South
this is my
Africa
first
now.
year. Yeah, back in South
Uh,
Africa. This is my first year. I'm in Cape Town, the big city. It's beautiful. It's the
yeah,
dream. But what I was doing wasn't actually what I wanted to
worth
be
it.
doing. And I
Yeah.
thought, if I'm going to be doing this until I'm 65,
Mm-mm.
there's no way. So,
Yeah.
um, so I started looking at other opportunities, and then I started looking, at other countries that I can maybe go and try out something new, maybe like go into a different direction, go and look at other opportunities
Yeah.
because the projects I worked on in South Africa were quite small. So I started looking, Australia, the UK, Ireland, looked at America, but America doesn't use the metric system, so they use
Oh,
miles and
damn.
yards. All of that, so that's completely different to what I
So
do.
you have to relearn maybe the whole what they have
Yeah,
the
is it the
imperial system,
empirical?
empirical
Yes, yes.
imperial system.
So that's what they use. And I was like, oh my goodness, now I'm gonna have to just go and relearn all of that. So kind of
Mm.
the most straightforward place to go would be Australia
Yeah.
or the UK or Ireland because it's English,
Yeah.
firstly. So I don't have to go and learn another language and the communication would be so much easier. So that's kind of what I started looking at. And then suddenly in 2019, most of my friends that I studied with kind of made the move to Ireland. And that
Oh,
was so
really?
strange because Ireland wasn't like one of the countries I typically hear.
Yeah,
Typically,
you're
people would be going to
yeah, it's
Australia.
not one of the
Uh,
like top like, oh, let's go to Ireland. No. No.
Ireland,
It's like let's go
everyone
to
does.
China, Australia, America or Canada.
Exactly, exactly. So that was so strange for me to hear. But then, actually, friends that I studied with, they kind of just moved and they were all civil engineers.
Oh.
So I thought to myself, why don't I look into it? I came over for a little bit of a visit, tried to
Mm.
see what the country was like, had a little bit of a holiday. And then I realized, so then Ireland had an influx of civil engineers. They needed civil engineers. So it was a critical skill in the country. I think civil engineering, electrical, mechanical, stuff
Yeah.
like that suddenly was a critical skill in Ireland, and they just wanted civil engineers as quickly as they could get them. And then just
Damn.
tried to apply through that with a recruiter, and the application and everything went so quickly. It was about, a month when I started the application, got the permit, and then had to move over. So it was
Damn.
really, really quick.
That's like
Now I think it
real
takes a little
fast.
longer. Yeah, it's really fast. So, you settle, you have your life, and then you have to resign, and
Yeah.
within a month, you have to pick up
I
everything in
see.
those two big
Yeah,
suitcases
yeah,
and
yeah.
then move.
Uh,
So,
but
yeah,
I
that's
know
what.
how that felt. Like all of a sudden when we got, oh, your visa's approved, then you're like, oh, okay, I have to pack and go now. Like, it's not like
Exactly.
planning anymore. You have to just pack up and go. So I
It's
get that.
happening. Yeah, and you know what's one of the stranger things I brought over? I brought my duvet with. So I had two bags and
Yo,
I packed in my duvet.
uh,
I
uh,
like vacuum packed it and I was like, this bad boy is coming
last
with
year,
me.
last year when I went home, this
Yeah?
came with me. This duvet,
No way.
this duvet came with me. I vacuum packed it and put it in my bag.
No way. Okay, so it's not just me when I tell
No.
people that you're
Well,
crazy.
you
What's
know
wrong
my
with
mom.
you?
That was my mom, not me.
Oh my word,
And you
I
know my
love
mom.
that.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, she vacuum packed it. I was like, "Ugh, there's no space. I actually wanted
There's
more
no.
space for more candy and treats and snacks, South African snacks. And
Oh,
she made it fit. So I did pay
oh,
what do you call it, like excess baggage because
oh
I my
no.
stuff was way too fucking heavy. So I had to pay for it.
No.
Um yeah, so I mean that's I actually never knew the story of why you guys went to Ireland actually. I knew it was
Yeah.
for work, of course, but I actually never knew it was that short. Like you guys had to like kind of pick everything up and go. Because
Yeah.
I knew you went to Cape Town
Mm,
way back. Well, not way back. Okay, now it's already 5 years, almost five
I
years.
know. Yeah, it's almost 5 years ago.
Shit.
So in 2013, went to go and study in Stellenbosch, and then did my undergrad and did my master's. So I was in Stellenbosch for like
Mm,
6 years, and then moved to like City, Cape Town. And I mean, Cape Town is beautiful. Cape Town
yeah,
has everything. It has
I'm
the
going
view, it has the
back.
beach. Are you? And
Yeah.
you want to go back to Cape Town?
Well, that's the plan, but I don't know yet. We'll see how things go.
Ooh.
I don't
Oh,
know if I
well,
want to go back though. There's like one day I do want to go back, and other days I don't want to go back.
yeah, I
Life
know
is
it's
just
kind
too
of like a
easy here.
mind game. Yeah, it's back and forth all the time, and I
Yeah.
kind of see that with myself as well. When I go back home and I go and visit friends and
Mm.
family, and you kind of just experience the culture and the people again, like your culture,
Yeah,
your
right?
people.
Your
That kind of makes
language.
me want to stay. Yes, exactly. Makes me want to stay because everything is just so comfortable and I
Right.
just love being there. And then you come back and I kind of realize, there's some things over here that's so comfortable and
Mm-mm-mm.
relaxing and like I have this ease of mind that makes me want to stay.
Mm.
But it's kind of the back and forth all the time. And I
Yeah.
think people don't like realize that when you make the choice to move somewhere else you're gonna constantly have to live with the fact that you're questioning your decision.
Yeah. Oh.
Do I need to go back
Oh,
or do I
seven
need to
years
stay?
now. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you
No,
see, and you always questioning
that's very
yourself.
true. And we actually talked about it a while back, me and Robbie. Um, talked about it, a lot of things that are good in Korea are not necessarily good in South Africa, and things that are great in South Africa are not necessarily good in Korea. Where we
Yeah.
have this sense of community in South Africa where you're part of a group, Sunday dinners, barbecues, just hanging out with friends. You go to friend's house to have coffee. Here
Yeah.
there's not that whole big sense of community. Where Korea is super safe. I mean, we all know what South Africa is like, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, so it's kind of like everything that's good in one country is bad in the other. So at the end of the day, you kind of need to sacrifice something because you're not gonna have the best of both worlds, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah, that is what I'm struggling with is deciding like, am I gonna sacrifice? Because I don't pay for my apartment at all. The school pays for it.
Why?
So now it's going
No
back to
way.
actually paying rent
Oh,
and,
yes.
all struggling to find an apartment, and especially in Cape Town, I think is
Yeah.
gonna be very difficult.
Yeah, and trying to kind of find a place, that's a safer part of the city as well, and kind of
Yeah.
makes it easier to get back and forth between things because I don't know, you're probably gonna have to get a car.
And
Over
you
here
know
we
how I
don't
feel
like
about
rely on a
driving.
car. I mean, big decisions to be made. Big
Yeah.
decisions.
I need to still get over my fear of driving, so we'll see how that goes.
You
I'll just get
still
a
have
bicycle and cycle everywhere. I'll be very skinny at the end of next year.
Yes, that'll probably be like the solution to it. But over here as well, people cycle and walk everywhere, and we have public transport,
How is
which
your
makes it so
public transport
easier.
there?
So, to be honest, I think, like, from what I've seen in Europe and kind of where I've traveled before, I think that the public transport in Ireland's probably the least impressive of all of them.
Oh.
I think there's still a lot of potential to develop, in
I mean,
terms of
that's your
public
job
transport.
now. You have to develop that shit. Ah!
Exactly. exactly. So, that's what I'm currently working on, even though it's not Ireland specific, like the project I've been working on for the past 4 years. I've been working on the same project for the past 4 years. The very first day that I
I
started the project.
haven't been in the same school for the last 4 years.
Oh, I mean, this is kind of, I want to say, I keep on laughing and making a joke about it, but this
Yeah,
is probably going to be
it's
my life's
big.
work. It's building something in the UK that's going to be there for the next, hopefully a
Whoa,
hundred
100
years.
years, yeah.
Um, Hopefully a hundred years. So you kind of need to think in the future as well. The things that I'm designing now, what's the infrastructure and the
Yeah.
community and going to look like in a couple of years because it's
Yeah,
going
will
to
it
be
hold
different.
up?
Exactly. So you kind of need to think about designing smart and for the people and what they want at that stage. So I've been working on this project and I've like had the opportunity to work with the team, my like entire team. There's not a single one of them sitting in Dublin where I'm at. There's like half of my team is in India, in Scotland, in
Okay.
England. Some of them are in Northern Ireland, some of them are in Europe. So there's not a single team member from my team that work in the same office as I do.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so you can, it's all these different cultures,
Yeah, yeah,
different
yeah.
personalities, time zones. Even our time zone
Oh
is like
god.
how much 9 hours.
Yeah,
So
by the way, it's
it,
like what time is it with where you are now?
10:30 in the morning.
It's 7:30 at night.
No way. That is
Yeah.
so
I'm
crazy.
like, good morning. Yeah, yeah. Before we started, when I messaged you, like, good morning, I was like, that feels weird because I just had dinner, and you were like, good
Yeah,
morning.
because your day is done
Oh
already. I'm like,
God, can we switch? I just want this day again. Like, just go back nine
just
hours.
redo it. I'll tell you how the day goes and we can reverse.
Yeah, all right.
So,
Listen, so I did these things wrong in my day. Can you please do
yeah,
it right?
can you fix them?
So I didn't do laundry. I didn't clean my house. Can you please do it so I feel better about my day?
No, just the fun things, please.
Oh
Not the
God.
house chores.
No,
Not the
at least I did my laundry. If my mom's
Okay, that's
listening,
good.
I did do
That's a
my.
typical
I,
Sunday.
Mom, I did do my laundry. I promise. My house is clean. Yeah. So yeah, that's very cool. Like it's, of course. I mean, you're here. I'm here on brain level. Like, sorry, I'm
No.
not a civil engineer. I'm a child engineer. That sounds
Well,
creepy.
that's so important. Like absolutely is. Sometimes, I thought my entire life I was going to be a teacher.
Oh
That is
God,
actually what I wanted to do. So
liar.
kind of no, that absolutely was. And then my mom is a teacher, and she was like, "There's no way I'll allow you to
Yeah,
be a
don't
teacher."
be a
So
teacher.
she was from the very start. She's like, "No, no, no, that is not what
Hmm.
you're gonna do." And I even looked into that. So I did like a year or two. I gave lectures at the university for students,
Oh,
but
okay.
oh my goodness, that humbled me.
Oh, really?
Are so different. It was a humbling experience, and I
College
probably really
students?
yes.
Oh, mm.
So yeah, third year students,
Oh God.
also in civil engineering and in civil engineering, and I just realized,
It's not
no,
for me.
it's not for me. It's not something I want to do. Um, so I kind of just moved away from that and then
Yeah.
decided, I'm going to go into the career. But then, like I said, I've been working with all these like amazing people from all over the world, and we kind of have to put our brains together and try and design things for the future, design public transport,
Mm.
roads, all that. So that's so exciting because I get to learn from people in other countries, and
Mm.
they kind of teach me all day long, how they think about things, what's
Yeah.
kind of, straightforward in their country, which I typically don't know. So it's been really a great experience. And then, like I wanted to say, the public transport in Ireland is definitely something that can still be developed.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. We have a tram line. We call it the Lewis. So the Lewis is what we use as the tram, but Lewis is the Irish word for speed.
Speed.
But it's actually a great laugh because the Lewis isn't really a speed machine.
The
Quite slow,
irony.
So we call it the Lewis, and we love the Lewis. So that's how we get into the city. The Lewis is right down the road from me, and it
Oh, that's
stops right at
cool.
my office. So I actually walk to the office during the week. So we have the Lewis, we have trains, and we have a lot of buses,
Oh,
and it's very good in Dublin. But I think, kind of connecting the rest of the country. There's a lot of countryside and small
yeah.
towns. I think we can still connect that, but the Irish kind of love, the countryside, the
Countryside.
undeveloped, the beautiful, and I think that's kind of what I love as well. If
Yeah,
there's just trains
I mean, but we're
everywhere.
used to we come from countryside. We're used to greenery and animals around us and stuff. I must say, living in Seoul, like I do really miss quietness. And you can see the stars for shit in Korea because it's so much air pollution from China and
No.
Korea and Japan as well. Yeah, I do miss the countryside, and I must say Ireland was one of the countries I've always wanted to visit just because of the greenery. Ireland and Scotland.
You
Um,
have to.
uh,
Absolutely have to. You really have to. And I think
okay,
because of the
I'm
South
a rob a
African
bank because
passport,
I'm still saving for like in 3 months, 2 months. I need to go to the Philippines again, and I need to go back to South Africa next year.
stop. No, stop. Okay, first we want to hear all about the Philippines because, like that has been at the top of my bucket list of
Okay,
places
well,
to see like the past 10 years. I've always wanted to go there,
you have
and
two
that is like
months.
number one on my
You have
list.
2 months.
So,
Save your money and just come with us.
2 months. So you guys are
Okay,
going in
so okay,
January.
no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, February. You know Lunar New Year in Asia?
Yeah,
Yeah, during Lunar New Year, we're going for 4 days, I think, 4 or 5 days. It's just me and two other people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then do you guys fly there, then go to an island, or
No,
what's
we
the ticket?
walk there.
Oh, you walk there. I
Yeah,
thought you just took the
we
bus, but fine.
we will take the we I will take an Uber to
An Uber.
Philippines. I'll take an Uber. No, no, yeah, we'll fly there. I think the flight is pretty quick. I think it's 2, 3 hours maybe, and
Wow, that's
then
so quick.
because we're going to Boracay, which is I don't know if you remember, that's the place we went to last time as well.
Yes, I
Yeah,
remember you spoke about it on like one of the other podcasts as well, mentioning
yeah.
it, and I remembered, I know that you went there,
Mm-mm.
and wow, it's just
That
been, I
was
just see the blue
beautiful.
water, everything.
Yeah, it's lovely. Like Philippines is literally. I mean, I haven't visited any other Asian countries except Philippines. I'm not like
No way.
you. You are definitely more of a travel bug than I am. I'm like, oh yeah, let's travel to across the street that restaurant and
Just
then go
across,
home
I mean, you
again.
just said you walk there, so.
Yeah. So no, I
I mean,
mean, yeah. So we're going there again. How original, and we're going to the same place. How original. But it
well, I
was
mean, if
lovely.
you love a place, go
It
back.
was.
I am all for that. If you love something, go back and experience it
If you love
again.
something, let it go.
No, 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 don't.
If you
Don't let
love
it
something,
go.
set it free.
No,
But yeah,
disagree.
you've been traveling quite a lot. Like, what are some of the places you've been to in? Well, you mostly traveled in Europe, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of actually I want to expand a little bit. I've
Mm.
been mostly in Europe, the UK, African countries, but I haven't been to Asia before.
Oh yeah.
So I want to kind of go there more next year. So I think I've been to like, is it 21 or 22 countries already? And I only started like back in
Goodbye.
2016, 20.
I've been
And,
to three. No, not really.
um,
Not that little. Not that few. Yeah. Okay, 22. Damn.
yeah, I think that
See,
was that was part
civil
of the reason I
engineer,
moved.
teacher.
I mean, I think it was kind of part of the reason I decided to move to Ireland as well, because in 2016 it was my first time ever leaving mainland, like Africa
Yeah,
at all, then
same.
going to Europe. And I experienced that. Like a first trip was almost like a Kentucky tour, like with a group of friends. We're on a
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
bus,
Yeah.
it was an arranged tour, and saw like 5 different countries, and I absolutely fell in love. So, hot tip: if it's your first time, like going to Europe, like go on one of those tours where they take you around just to kind of experience what it is like
Mm.
if it's your first time. And it was absolutely amazing. And that is the thing, once you've experienced that, you just want to go back and just
I
spend
think
all your money travel.
that's true because I think that's what happened with me in Korea. My initial plan was like, oh, we're gonna do this for 1 year, save some money, and then when I got here, I'm like, nah, let's do one more
No.
year. Ah, just 1 more year. Okay, one more, and then COVID happened.
Yeah. Yeah, COVID happened. So I moved in January 2020 and I said, I'm going to come to Ireland. I'm going to be here for 2 years. That's it. And I'm going to travel as much as I can and then
Mm.
I'll go back. Then COVID happened. Unfortunately, couldn't go anywhere. I missed
Oh
like
yeah.
3 or 4 trips just because of COVID. And then, time passed, life passed. I decided to then travel Ireland for a full like 1.5 years travel like all over the island,
Yeah.
Northern Ireland, and then Ireland down here as well. Try to see that, and then as soon as like the borders open, I decided, okay,
Yeah.
Europe is just literally like an hour or an hour and a half like flight away. Just do it, and there's really the tickets, like the plane tickets, are so cheap if you just catch them on the right time. So I try and plan if we
Mm.
have a longer like bank holidays, which is the public holidays, always
Yeah.
on a Monday here. So we always have like a long weekend. It's not like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday randomly in the
Okay,
middle
that's
of the
cool.
week. So it's always on a Monday, which is really nice. So then I kind of plan, to do it over those weekends and go
Yeah.
and see. So then I could go, like I've been to the Netherlands and I've been to France and Switzerland and Austria and Germany and,
The
Denmark and all
pictures
of
you
those
put
places.
on, I think it was Austria. Where's the mountains, the snow?
Yes, yes,
Oh,
Austria. Like if I
I was
can,
hating you at that point. I was like, Sydney, I love you, but fuck you, because that is so beautiful. Like I was so jealous, because it's like
it's so
this
beautiful.
serene like mountainscape, and you just see snow everywhere. That was pretty
Yeah,
cool. I love those when you posted those. I loved it.
yeah.
That's
No,
really beautiful.
absolutely. Like if I had to like put the top two most beautiful places I've ever been to, it'll number one will always be it's called Lauterbrunnen in Switzerland.
Oh,
Also mountains, snow,
oh damn.
waterfalls, absolutely beautiful. And then that small town in Austria, Maria Alem, a small town with mountains and snow and greenery. It is absolutely stunning. Like I've been back to Maria Alam like 2 times
Oh
already.
really?
Yeah, 2 times.
That's like
If
me
you
in the
love
Philippines. Just keep going back.
that, if you love something, go back.
Set it free. Let it go.
And it's just absolutely stunning, stunning. And
Yeah.
I'm going back again next year. I will definitely go back as much as I can. It is beautiful. It's stunning, like the outdoors. And people are so friendly there,
Oh
It's a
really?
small, small. And you walk down the street and there's kids coming down the street like, hello, hello.
I mean, but that's
It's
kind of cool because I
so,
mean we grew up with that kind of culture. I think South Africans, but clearly, I mean we come from Europe, so it's our ancestors are probably from there. So that's where we learn it. Like we are very
yeah,
friendly people. We like to
we
greet random
are.
strangers and
Yeah. We just say hi whenever we walk
yeah.
past people. And, that's kind of probably like in the smaller towns because other bigger, cities in Europe, it's not the same because it's kind of full of tourists and people are from all
Oh
over, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not the same. But you go to these small towns, I want to say to Maria Alam, you probably have to we took like 3 trains and 2 buses and then you get there. So it's a long day to get there
Damn.
because it's small and it's tucked away, but
Yeah, yeah.
that's where the hidden gems are. The hidden gems are there, where no one else is going and you have to go and
Nice.
find them. And I absolutely love that. And then in those small town, people are so friendly. And I would say that's kind of the same with the Irish people as well. The culture and everything with the Irish people is so similar to the culture back in South Africa.
Yeah.
I think from probably what I've seen, this is the closest to, our
South African
culture back
culture, yeah.
home. Yes, they're so loving and kind, and they do Sunday roasts as
Oh
well.
damn.
They love
I
family
miss a
time. They
good Sunday
love,
roast.
they love a good Sunday
Oh
roast here.
damn, yeah.
And it's all about a family and community and,
Mm.
just kind of being heartwarming and kind and helping each other. And they are so generous. Like the Irish people are so, so, so generous. And truly, when friends and family come and visit me, like these people are so friendly. They're so,
Yeah,
they
I
will
think
greet you. to have a chat with you anywhere they
Yeah.
see you. They
I think
just
that's
love it.
very different. Like in Asian countries, I mean, I don't know. I know my cousin's in China now, and I've heard other people say they went to Vietnam. They were pretty lovely and they were pretty nice. The people in Vietnam are very welcoming. I mean, Boracay, the people in the Philippines, they're very welcoming because you're a tourist and they can make money off of you. So
Oh
they are
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be friendly. Um, but for like Korean culture specifically, they're very. I love them. Love this country. Please don't hate me, any Koreans that listen to this. But they are very cold, I guess, towards foreigners. They're, you will have a few, of course, that are super friendly, but they don't hold doors open for each other. They don't. If you bump into
Oh,
someone, they don't say sorry. Like some Koreans have
wow.
asked South Africans, like, why do you guys say sorry so much? I'm like, because it's good manners. That's why.
Exactly.
So they'll bump into you and just keep walking. They don't even turn around to see like, hey, sorry, or they don't hold doors open for each other. It's just a very, it's
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
different.
competitive and it's very
Mm.
self-centered culture. But I mean, that's I guess why they are a first world country.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so I do miss that kind of that closeness that South Africans have,
Yeah.
and just that
Yeah,
friendly
I
nature of
agree.
people. So I guess countries like Austria, Switzerland, I mean Europe, they are a bit more like South Africans, I guess. Again, because
Yeah.
we come from Europe, our
Yeah,
ancestries
exactly.
are from Europe. So, oh, but that's
No,
lovely. Like
I think that's true.
Austria and Switzerland are also, those two countries look so beautiful, and I really would like to
They
go there.
are. You
One
you
day
just
when I'm
absolutely have to.
one day when I'm grown up.
When I'm grown up.
When I'm
And
grown up.
just let me tell you, come to Ireland because with the South African passport, you don't need a visa to come to Ireland. So you
Oh
can just
really?
hop on a
Like,
plane and come over. And that's kind of also, what influenced my decision to move because
hmm.
it's going to be easy for my family to come and see me. They don't need a visa. You just
Yeah.
need your passport. With the rest of Europe, you do need a visa, a Schengen visa, which is
Okay.
not always easy to get. So, I
Oh.
mean, Ireland's open. Just hop on a plane, come on over. You have the perfect tour guide. I've
I
seen
mean,
most of Ireland.
maybe before I go back, I should make a pit stop in Ireland.
I mean, just like a little reroute
Just
on
a
your
little.
way down. Just a little,
Yeah,
like all the
it's
zigzag
not
down.
expensive at all. I'll just hike back
I
from
mean,
Ireland
yeah.
to South Africa. Great.
Since you love the hiking and
Yeah, I'll
walking
take the
so
boat,
much.
and maybe I'll get there in 2026.
I mean, that's a good long-term plan. I like that.
Oh God, on a boat for 2 years.
On a boat for
Um,
2 years.
yeah, yeah, I do envy you, but I also, how can I say this? Like, I feel like you deserve it, right? Because I do know you studying what you studied, you deserve it. Like, there's no
That is so kind.
fucking
Thank
way that
you.
I would have ever had the balls to become a civil engineer or something close to that. You remember how I was in math. I hate math, anything to do with math. I had math in college for my first year and I fucking hated it.
No, it's
No.
tough. It really is. I don't know, but back home, in school, I thought anything is possible. I don't know, probably naive, and I thought, you can go to university and anything is possible, and you can be anything you want to be. And
And then
then going
reality
to your
kicked in
first
as soon
year,
as we we
and you
left the
do
house.
calculus, and I'm like, yeah, no,
No.
anything is not possible.
I mean,
I've
like
never.
that's my kids get shocked, or like people here get shocked when I tell them, like, or foreigners tell them, like, listen, I have a degree in biokinetics and psychology. I've no one taught me how to be a teacher. I'm doing this shit by myself. I'm teaching myself. Um, but yeah, it is like when you go to, you know what I remember though? We were sitting in our kitchen back in South Africa in
Yeah, yeah.
2011. We
Yes.
were sitting in my kitchen and you were sitting next to me and we were going through the college like courses and stuff. Do you
Yes,
remember
yes.
that?
Yes,
And we
I
were
do.
sitting
I
there
do.
and I was just like, what the fuck am I going to study? Like,
What
I
do I
have.
want to do with my
Uh,
life?
I remember that day because that day I was like, because you remember my dad was kind of like set on pharmacy,
Oh, yes, yes,
pharmacist.
I remember that. Yeah.
Thank God I got out of that. Yeah, I wanted to do drama. You remember that? I wanted to go
I
study
do.
drama in
I mean, we
Bloemfontein.
had the play in school, and you
Uh,
were so good in
I
that.
wanted
I
to
thought,
do
100%.
drama and arts, and my dad was like, "Nope,
No.
science, science." Well, now I'm a teacher. Thank you, science.
Oh, teacher, what a reroute you took on that.
Yeah.
And that's like beautiful. That's kind of where you end up because like I said, I studied in my first year and I went into calculus. The first day, they did
Mhm.
something I'd never done before. And they said, oh, you
Oh.
guys probably did this in your extra, like math three or something. I was like, math what? I don't know. What? And I had no
Imagine
idea.
me, like, you know
No
the
idea.
history, like a little inside joke. Imagine me coming into my chemistry class. For those who know us and know our school, you would know why. That is a horrible thing to say. But imagine me coming into my chemistry class. They're like, oh, you guys studied this last year. No, we didn't. Because we had a
No.
shitty fucking chemistry teacher.
So I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
I
I
hated
mean
that.
it was so difficult going to uni and just experiencing. It was totally
Yeah.
different
But
than what I
also,
thought.
these days,
So
like,
what?
I realize you don't even need. I mean, of course, if you want to go overseas, abroad, or whatever, for teaching, like me, you do need a degree and stuff. And what you're doing, you do need a very specific degree. But I feel like so many people don't even need to go to university anymore these days because
No,
there are so many different ways to get jobs other
absolutely,
than your
absolutely.
your typical stuff. So please, whoever's watching us,
No.
don't feel disencouraged to
And
go to college.
yeah,
Please go
or
to
any
college.
pressure.
But
No,
hell, like,
absolutely. I mean, I have a brother now. He's still in school,
damn.
and yeah, he's a great 10 now.
I
Can you
forgot.
believe it?
Yeah. Can I tell you something? Like, I feel like since I came here, my life, or I don't know, maybe you can relate. It felt like your life back home paused.
Yeah, everyone
It
should be
it
on
feels
pause.
like it
Like,
is.
yeah,
However, then on Instagram, I see your little brother. It's like, okay, he's not
he's a
so
grown
little
man.
anymore. Like, it's shocking to see
Exactly.
like kids when I left Korea, left South Africa or left for college. Um, there were like our friends, neighbors. Kids were like tiny. They were in kindergarten. Now they're like matric. They're, well, final year of high
Exactly.
school. South
Yeah,
Africa
high
calls
school.
it matric. They're like finished with high school. They're going to university. I'm like, damn. I thought you were, still a
I
baby.
know. It's so strange. Like seeing them, like going back and seeing them, they're all grown up now. And I kept thinking, we are actually turning 30 next year. Thinking back as a kid in school, I would think someone that's like 25 would be old. And now I have a new respect. But,
Cindy, we're
like
turning
seeing,
30 next year.
don't say that.
Shit. At least, well, you're married. At least you're married and you have a job. I have
Well, I don't think that should be like anything that you should take when you are 30.
I
I
have a
think
podcast.
that's amazing.
Not a
Like, how many
successful
people
one, but at
actually
least.
I disagree. I think it's very successful already. And, I don't think there's anything like turning 30 is actually quite scary, but it's
It is.
scary in a good way. And like I've always been scared about aging. Every single year that it's my birthday, the day before, I would cry and sob. I would be sad because I do not want to get older. And up until the age that I reached 28, I never actually saw myself ever being older than 28. It's so weird, but all my life goals were for 28. Like I always said, at 28, I wanted to have this and this and this and
Right?
this and this. I want to be done with this and this. And then I turned 28 and I probably had like 50% of that. But
Yeah.
then I was like, I've never like planned for my life
Further than
after
that.
28.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing
And
is, I feel the same. And honest to God, like working with children, you realize how fucking old you are. Because this week I had to explain to a class. We talked about how technology has influenced different entertainment industries, right? But we got
Yeah.
to music, and I was like, "Do you guys know what cassette tapes are?" And they're like, "Cassette tapes? What
Wow,
are
that's
those?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck!" Like realizing
how
that
do I explain
I
this?
had to show them, those flip books we had when you put your CDs in.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We love those in a car.
I was
They were
like,
always
I
in
had
front of
four
cars.
albums full of CDs. They're like,
Oh, you were really
what?
good with the music as well, I remember. So you had all of it.
Right? But they don't know that because
That
they're
is
all like 10
cool.
years old, 11 years old. They don't know that shit. And I'm like, damn, now I know what our parents talked about when we were young. They were like, oh, life
Yeah,
goes so fast. I'm like,
that
nah.
goes.
And in my
Uh,
head, I still think, or I don't know, still don't believe I'm an adult. Like, I do not
yeah,
feel, I
you
still feel like I'm
no.
24 or 5. I think my head is still when, well, I mean, of course, we matured a little bit. You can
Yeah, we
see
did.
on my face that I matured a lot. But mentally, I kind of some days feel like I'm still like 20, 21, 22. I still feel like
Absolutely.
I'm a kid. I'm not supposed to be an
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah, stuck in 21. I always say I'm like 21. I'm just stuck at 21. I
Yeah.
never counted like any age past that. But then
Damn.
thinking, we're turning 30 next year, I like keep on thinking people is making this such a big deal, but I think we've lived life, but
Mm.
this is our first time experiencing life as well. So,
Yeah.
this is our first time doing life. Like,
Give me
what
a break. It's
do
my first
give
time.
me a break as well, but also like look how much we've accomplished. I think I've
Yeah.
learned great lessons. I've learned, great friends are so, so important.
Mm.
Long distance friends and friends around you, they're so important. You have to be kind to yourself and you have to be kind to other people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Healing is such a big part of like who you are.
Mm.
Healing takes time. You're not going to be healed from like trauma or things that have happened or,
Overnight, no.
you know, regretting things in life. That's not going to happen in a month. It takes time.
Mm.
And then I think one of the biggest things is comparison is the absolute thief of joy
Yeah.
because like we end up comparing ourselves. This person has a house and two kids and they're married with three cars
Yeah.
and they're the same age as you and we keep on comparing, but it's so different.
It's stupid to do that.
We
I know,
shouldn't be
like
doing
it's actually
that.
so stupid to do that. And like I'm just joking about the whole okay, at least you got a nice job. No, like I know, like I've grown like mentally, like definitely grown
Yeah.
a lot in Korea. Struggling on your own is
Oh,
different. It just hits
it
different
is.
than, struggling
Absolutely.
with your parents that are there always to
With
support you. And
Yeah. And then
so,
also with a partner, like people that leave a country and go to a new country
mm,
by themselves, that is so, so, so brave.
mm,
And I think you grow so much as a person. I think that is like incredible. A lot of the people that have moved here now, they come by themselves, and I just have so much respect
mm.
for them because it's
It's
such a difficult
scary.
thing to do. You do it by yourself, no one to support you in any way. You
Mm,
make new friends, you find your new way, you go to a new job, like everything is
mm.
new.
But that's
So, I mean,
I've been
that's
telling like
big.
there's a lot of younger South Africans that have been messaging me, since the pod came out and stuff, about coming to Korea, and I told them, you know what? It's hella freaking scary if you
It is.
fresh out of university, you just go to another
Mm,
country, but it takes a lot, but it's it's a it's a growth that you're not going to get in South Africa. I feel it's a growth that you're
absolutely.
not going to
Yeah.
get in a 9 to 5 job there.
No.
You earlier you said about working with different cultures. I mean, here I have American friends, South African friends, Irish friends, I have Scottish friends,
Yeah.
I have Indian friends, I have you name it. I because there's so many different people in Korea as well from all over the world,
Mm,
and you will not get that in South Africa though if you stayed there. So I do feel like
no.
I'm very happy I came. Like I never regretted my decision. I'm starting to think if I should go back, but
Exactly.
I never
Yeah. Like
regretted
it's
it
been a long
because
time.
I've
What do
learned,
I want to do next?
yeah,
Yeah.
I've just learned things so much that I could have never done just having a normal teaching job in South Africa, or becoming a therapist or whatever in South Africa.
Yeah,
So I agree with you. Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. That is a big step, but it's so worth it. It's really really so
Exactly.
worth
It
it.
pushes you out of that comfort zone completely.
Mm.
Everything you know and that you knew is like gone
Yeah,
in an instant. Everything that's familiar.
that's true.
And then you just have to adapt and you have to swim and you have to make it work. And that makes you so incredibly
Mm.
strong as a person. And then, like you said, giving advice to younger people, you don't have to go to university. You don't have to think that
No.
is the ideal. I have to go and study to do this and this. How many people are actually successful, just starting a
I mean,
business or doing content creation, stuff like that?
half of our friends who studied certain directions in college,
Yeah.
half of us don't do it anymore.
Don't
I
even do
mean,
that.
there's
Exactly.
people who studied same as I did biokinetics and nutrition. I won't say any names, but they're in America now, farming.
Yeah. Look
There's
at
people
that.
who studied um, electrical engineering. Won't say names. They're in China teaching. Like, I've,
Look, yeah, just
yeah.
look at that. Like people
So,
are doing different things. So, I mean, if you are still young and you want to kind of think about the future and you don't see yourself going to university, but you know that you can be successful in doing something else, like follow your heart and follow your passion
yeah.
and do what you love. Because, like, even when I worked my first year, absolutely hated it. Came to Ireland, started something completely
Yeah.
new, and now I love my job so much. I love what I do. I
Yeah.
wake up in the morning. I am happy to log on. I'm happy to, like, I solve problems all day and I just work with different people. I'm on the phone all day
Yeah.
solving things. I love what I do.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
if I didn't, then I'd be spending 5 days of a week, like, hating what I do. And you shouldn't go through life like that. You should
That's
love
true.
what you do. And then once you're happy, everything else will fall in place and that will be a success.
Mm.
And I think, like, even online, a lot of people are saying, quit your 9 to 5 job, go and travel the world and just do content
With what
creation.
money?
I know, and that sounds like fair enough to people that can make it work, but also I don't think we should completely, think a 9 to 5 job is
Horrible,
ridiculous. People
no.
that do a 9 to 5, oh my goodness, that's such a bad thing to be doing.
Mm.
That's not forward thinking at all. Like, if you do a 9 to 5 and you are happy with the stability and you are happy with what you do,
Do it.
then do that.
Yeah.
Don't, like, something else is going to be better or more fulfilling.
But
Everything you do that you want to make successful
yeah.
is going to be hard work.
Yeah. I agree. No, 100%. And earlier you said like you've always you thought about being a teacher. And that was I was quite the opposite, right? And I think like time is up, so I'm going to end with this. Um you always wanted to be a teacher. Your mom said, "Hey, no, no, I
No.
won't let you." The thing is, I never wanted to become a teacher, and everyone around me, and I think your mom was one of them, who always said like, "You should be a teacher." I was like, "Are you
Oh,
no?"
no.
And then I actually love my job. Now that I'm a teacher, I'm like, oh, all those people who said it weren't as stupid as I thought they were. They were adults. They
Yeah.
knew better. But yeah, like you said, it is actually fun. Like I do like to see a child develop. There's a reason I studied child. Wanted to study child psychology is because I like to see a child develop. See
Yeah.
that, and in a school you can see that. So I must say,
That's
like right
beautiful.
now, I have a very nice job. I'm very happy there. Um, so yeah, I agree. You don't do what makes you happy,
Do
and
what
if you're
makes you
not
happy.
happy, do
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, find something that, like, brings out the passion in you
Mm.
because we all have that inside. So find that and do it well. Yeah, but I also want to say, if there's anyone listening that want to reach out to me thinking
Mm.
about working in Ireland, or, just want to know about life in Ireland, more than welcome to reach out to me, like on Instagram. Happy to answer any
Mm.
questions. I love living in Ireland, so happy to answer anything. And then, like you said, like I think it's important, do what you love, find what you love, because, there's always going to be someone who doesn't see your worth, but don't let it be you.
Yeah. Very good. Well,
Yeah.
so motivational. Look at you. Are you sure you're an engineer, not a motivational speaker? Yeah.
Well, like I said, engineering, you think you kind of just sit behind a desk and
It's
do
it's
designs. I
it's
work with people the entire
yeah.
day, and
That's
that is
true.
what I do. Trying to keep people calm and trying to
Keeping
encourage
everyone
them to do,
happy.
and keeping everyone happy. That is my
I think
job.
that's
That
every
is my
job.
job.
It's just keeping everyone happy, happy and satisfied. All right, but yeah, I will definitely. I'll link your socials in like here, bloop, over there. Well, like oh, but over there, or somewhere. I will post your links to your social. Yeah, please, guys, reach out to her if you're curious about anything of living in Ireland, working there. She's very kind. No, she's really kind. I'm sure she will
I
help you. And yeah,
am. Absolutely.
like I say every week, please email me your stories. Please connect with me. I love to see a bit more engagement. Send me your stories via email. Send me questions you have. Send me topics you would like to talk about. I've gotten a few already that we will do soon. I promise. We will get into it. One of the things was traveling, and I'm so grateful I could actually talk to Cindy about it because she knows more than me about traveling. I don't know that much. So yeah, please remember to email me at conversatilepod@gmail.com, and also like, subscribe, comment down below, share with your friends. And since last week, 2 weeks ago, the podcast is now available on Apple Podcast and also Spotify and YouTube. Yay! I'm
Whoop, whoop.
official. All right. But yeah, so please watch everywhere, listen everywhere, and we'll see you guys next time. As always, stay curious, stay versatile, and always keep the conversation going. Thank you, Cindy, for joining me.
Thank you, Manu. I love doing this. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it again, definitely. All right. See you guys
Thanks.
next time. Bye bye.
Bye.